Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, so I've been running and building e-com brands and just different types of business online since 2017. I started, like I mentioned, in 2017 with an Amazon FBA business, which I actually sold through Empire Flippers back in December of 2020. That was a great business that I built. It was in the fitness niche. We did very well with that and then ended up selling it, like I mentioned, in December 2020. And throughout that time period, that's when I was also building multiple different e-commerce stores on Shopify. Some were dropshipping stores, others were legitimate brands that ended up doing very well as well. And right now, I'm basically more in the service-based online business where we create and sell services for customers that are looking for certain type of solutions when it comes to e-commerce. So yeah, that's kind of the experience. I've been in this industry for probably 8 years now, built a few businesses, sold a business, and I just really enjoy, building things from scratch and really seeing them through all the way to the end and then building another project or moving on to another project. The excitement for me is really through the building phase, when something's just an idea and really pushing it to the end.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
Yeah, so I'm selling this specific business because I am building a Shopify app. I'm working with 3 AI engineers along with myself, my brother, who's also a developer. We're building an AI-based Shopify app, and that takes a lot of resources, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of money as well. So that's really the primary reason why I'm selling the business instead of keeping it or growing it. For me personally, I think it's the right time to move on to this current project that I'm working on, which requires a lot of my time. It requires a lot of my mental focus, mental energy, and just, a lot of my time that I have available in the day is going towards that Shopify app. That's kind of the next big project that I'm working on. And like I mentioned, working with a lot of engineers right now and building, a team from scratch, it really does take a lot of time. So yeah, that's really the main reason why I had to sell this business right now.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
Yeah, so the amount of work I spend on this business, genuinely, honestly, is less than an hour and a half a day. It's been systemized. It's been built out very, very well. The foundation is very strong. I have someone for customer service. I have someone doing the ad creatives. I have someone building the scripts. We have people that film the ads. I have an engineer on board. I have a developer. They take care of any issues that we have on the back end. So for me personally, it's just managing everybody, making sure everyone is, doing things correctly to keep the business running and growing the business. So for me personally, the work that I'm doing is as kind of the owner, like I mentioned, is really managing everybody on a day-to-day basis, working with my creative strategist for coming up with new creative ads, coming up with new concepts, coming up with new ideas, just kind of working together in that sense. So for me in that role, it's just me reviewing the ideas that come from the creative strategist, reviewing the scripts, making sure that they make sense before we go out and film them. But yeah, everything else besides that is pretty systemized and we have people in place.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
So if I were to keep the business, the best way that I can think of right now to grow it is to create more content, push a lot more ads on Facebook, and then start exploring running ads on TikTok and Google, on Pinterest, and just these new platforms where ads can do very well as well, including YouTube ads as well, actually. Another way that I would really grow the business could be introducing a new service to push to existing customers. It's something I've been thinking about and I have a lot of ideas, but it's nothing that I've really implemented yet. And just pushing to new countries as well. That's another thing that I would really focus on. So, yeah, those are really the main ways that I would grow the business from this point forward.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
I mean, the biggest risk that I can think of right now is just, things that we can't really control, right? So the advertising platforms. So we mainly run ads on Facebook. So if Facebook was to, disable our ad account or something like that tomorrow, yes, the business would take a hit, obviously. But we have backups in place, and anybody I coach or students that I have, we always encourage them to have backups for the backup as well, just in case anything was to ever happen. But the side account has been running for 2 years, very strong, no issues, has a lot of ad spend, no issues like that. But that's really with any business, that depends on paid ads. There's always that risk, but that's really with any business. Yeah, that's kind of really it for now, I guess.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
Yeah, so I'm willing to offer a decent amount of support. I would say for at least 3 months. I know taking over an existing business can be challenging, probably a lot of questions, probably a lot of just need help just to continue operating the business as it is. So definitely for the first 3 months, I'm definitely open to offer support, whether that's via email, call, text message, whatever it is. I'm more than happy to provide that support. Also, I spoke to my team and they're all happy to stay on board and to continue with the new buyers as well. Definitely looking forward to working with whoever decides to take over the business and work together to have a smooth transition.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
Earn-out payment structure, yes, I'm open to it. Obviously, it depends on the details, but I'm very confident in this business, and I'm very confident that if whoever decides to buy this business continues running it the way that I'm running it and uses my strategies and continues to implement my strategies, we'll definitely see success and we'll definitely keep growing the business. So I'm definitely open to it, but obviously we just need to know the details.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
This business is worth buying because the amount of profit that it generates per month relative to the amount of effort that needs to be put in is very low in terms of effort. Like the amount of profit the business is generating compared to the amount of effort I have to put in is so low. It's just, in my opinion, it makes it a no-brainer. As long as you're someone that's able to manage people, that's able to give direction, that understands the business model, it definitely makes it worth buying because it's something that you can grow without having to add more people to payroll, without having to increase your expenses, right? The only expense you'd have to increase is ad spend, but that's just literally clicking a button on Facebook and increasing the budget from whatever, $5,000 a day to $10,000 a day, right? So all you have to do is make these little changes to push the business forward without having to take on so much more expenses or overhead or things like that. So yeah, that would definitely be reasons that I would think this business is worth buying. You're buying something that's already working, that's already doing very well and growing month over month, growing year over year, insane numbers as well. Business is growing really fast and the ROI based on the investment is very high as well. And the profit margins are pretty high as well. So those are definitely the reasons why I think it's worth buying. And again, I look forward to working with whoever decides to buy this business.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace. and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.